And we are back. And if you're joining us now, we are getting our third and final conversation for this morning started. And once again, we are shifting gears and we are going to be speaking about an event, walk or run actually, that is being held with the aim to raise awareness for several different types of brain disorders and conditions. And joining us for this conversation, we have Kaylia Nunez, who is the founder of the Belize Brain Awareness Society. Good morning.
Hello, good morning, sir.
All right.
And good morning, Miss Malene.
Good morning.
And thank you for joining us. Of course, we're very interested to hear about this topic, and it's one that's very important and needs needs a lot of attention. Probably not as much as it is given. So before we actually talk about the event, why don't we speak about the Belize Brain Awareness Society, how it is that came about, and what you hope to what you hope to accomplish.
Okay, then. Well, the Brain Society came about from myself. I had 2 brain aneurysm, and I also had I also did 2 brain surgeries. So I was looking for an avenue or an outlet, you would say, for myself to go to and find out some information. But I had none of that. I only had Google, and I also had my neurologist. What I then did was I went on a hunt for myself to make sure that I get well, so that I can then help other people who was in that same disarray, such as myself and my family, because we were all lost about the illness. I only heard about aneurysm the first time I got it. So I wanted to bring awareness about the brain. I was told that the brain is such a large body. So it is really a large body. We cover over 60 brain disorders and brain disease. It is split in 3 categories. The first one is neurological. That's whereby anything physically takes place with the brain. The second one is mental. That's when the mental capacity of the brain gets get disrupted, such as with depression and anxiety. And the third one is learning disabilities. That's whereby we bring in the autism, the ADHD, and all the different learning abilities that we find in classrooms. So that's whereby our organization covered 3 of those aspects.
Okay. Now you've been going for quite a bit of time now, and I know you've helped people to understand more about brain disorders, people who live with epilepsy or they face some other, whether it was an injury that to the brain or something that they were born with. How have you found the reception to the level of understanding and the education that you put forward?
Well, the reception, sometimes it goes a little bit slow, but when I realize when someone who gets really ill that we put out there on our social media page, then they're like, oh, this thing is really serious. And it is actually there. And what's so funny about the brain is that no one sees. And I always say that no one sees. And my mom didn't know I was sick from I was young. You won't know if you have a brain tumor.
No.
You know,
until it gets big enough to affect other sides.
Exactly. Yeah. And then no one will sit down and say, well, I think I need to go and do a brain CAT scan.
Yeah.
And I think I need to do an MRI. Or I think I need to do X, Y, and Z. Yeah. Until when these things get so large or they get erupted, and then we run. And then that was what took place with me. And I can say my results have been remarkable in a sense that I still go through my own process, but in a sense that I can get up to educate other people that just don't wait. So what we have is a month, I believe in June, whereby we just focus on headaches, because it all starts from headaches. And this is whereby a lot of people are actually losing focus, that if you're getting constant headaches, this is how it starts. Your body's telling you something. And some of the headaches are very simple. They have different types of headaches, but we think that, oh, just take a Tylenol and it's finished. But I had headaches really terrible from the age of 6. I had headaches really terrible in classes.
Yeah.
I had it really bad, and my mom and myself, we look at it like it was nothing.
Yeah.
But when I got 25 and then it ruptured in my head, then the doctor said in Cuba, I said, well, miss, the headaches were telling you something.
Yeah.
And that's where
And you would
I
have
came to
never
the
thought about it.
realization.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes. It's not just headaches. It's headaches that are telling you something. Your body cannot speak to you. So what it does is that it explains certain things that is taking place within your system. Now the brain is a control system. So when you do fall, it allows you to stop your movements, your eye gets affected, and all these different things. Like I couldn't have seen, walk, or talk for a moment. And that's what I want to bring across to the public.
Yeah.
That it's very, very important.
To pay attention to these signs.
Really,
Kayla,
really
so
important.
tell us about the walk this Saturday. You're inviting people to participate so that you can keep this awareness going.
Well, we have many different illnesses within our camp. We support them medically, such as we either pay the hospital, we either do some grocery hampers, and all these different things. As you do know, many of our cases are neurologically disabled. So our work is for us to spread awareness for all these different illnesses that is underneath our camp. With syndrome, Ohtahara syndrome, we have autism, we have ADHD, we have myself aneurysm. You also have epileptic. We have a lot of these cases. You have cerebral atrophy. You have microcephaly.
Yeah.
And you have all these cases that people are not really looking at. And we need to spread the awareness that it's out there. That's a little girl with Ohtahara syndrome. Ohtahara syndrome is very rare in Belize.
Yeah.
So people are not really aware of these things. That's seizure from the womb, and it affects infants.
So you help financially with these with people who need special checkups or medication or treatment.
Yes, ma'am.
And
Yes, ma'am.
by people participating in your events, like the walk this weekend, they are helping these people as well.
Oh yes, yes, yes.
Yeah.
What we have is some. I am very hands-on. You may see me behind the scenes, but I'm very hands-on. All my members can tell you I call them,
Yeah.
and I make sure I know the doctor appointments.
Yeah.
It's like I'm their mama bear. I make sure that I know their doctor's appointments. I know that Anival, who has West syndrome, needs to go and see Dr. Sosa. So that is what I work towards.
Yeah.
I know X, Y, and Z needs to get a brain CAT scan. I make sure that I am calling their name because they're okay with it. They're in the
Yeah.
program that we have called It Takes a Village. I know that baby Nyla needs to do a brain CAT scan. You know,
Yeah.
I also know that baby Zara with the Ohtahara syndrome, she needs to get an MRI done. So what I do is that I work these things towards helping them. And then we would pay it into the hospital, the
Yeah.
health institution that hosts them,
Yeah.
or we would simply give it to the parents, and we have a breakdown of those things. We
All right.
also do medication assistance. Because the medication is so hard to get, we make sure that we link with a pharmacy that is a wholesaler that brings in these medication for us, and we get it for them. And so our donation letters is constantly.
Well, we do hope people come out to support the walk. So tell us the details about the event. It takes place this Saturday.
Yes, ma'am. It takes place this Saturday. It starts from BTL Park. BTL Park in Belize City. And it will be hosted by Miss Karen Rosito. I love what she's doing. She actually is trying to help these organizations to orchestrate these activities to spread awareness.
Yeah.
And so she's asking if we have shirts, if we have these promotional items, bring out this one to support, bring
Yeah.
out these businesses, and so that we can spread more awareness when it comes to this matter.
All right.
And I really appreciate what she's trying to do, as we really do need others to know of these illnesses that is out there. And you know that when it comes to the brain, it's one of the most expensive um, healthcare that is out there, as we have limited neurologists and limited neurosurgeons. So what we have to do, what we try to do, is to spread the awareness so that it limits in the country the amount of people that starts to get extremely ill and will
Yeah.
need these same people that we have limitations on in this country.
All right. Well, Kaylia, we thank you so much for telling us about Belize Brain Awareness Society. We know that you have started this group with a passion from your own experience, and we do hope that people come on out and support on Saturday as well. All the best and stay safe.
Thank you so much, Miss Marlene. Have a blessed day, guys, and be safe.
All right. And remember that you can find Belize Brain Awareness Society on Facebook as well, where you can get all the details on how you can donate if you can't make it out to the walk and show your support. With that, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to be closing things off for this morning.